Welcome back to Velocity City, where you get to know about all the exciting news and updates about our beloved sport, Formula 1. Today we will talk about the fiery statements made by none other than the Spaniard. Fernando Alonso stated that luck played a huge role in Verstappen's and Hamilton's success. We will discuss in detail about everything, but before we get started, please be sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates from Velocity City. Let's get started. Alonso, known for being outspoken, said he does not believe that Verstappen and Hamilton have built a team around them. He believes they found themselves in winning teams rather than creating them themselves. Alonso cited Michael Schumacher as an example of a driver who has been able to build a team around him. Schumacher won 5 world championships straight with Ferrari and is widely considered one of the greatest Formula 1 drivers of all time. Schumacher was able to build a team around him by being a dominant driver and also a team player. He said that Verstappen and Hamilton are both great drivers, but they have not yet shown the same ability to build a team around them. When Alonso entered Formula 1, Michael Schumacher was the big name in the sport. Alonso said in an interview, "I never felt I was slower than him, in a way. Maybe it was a bit of a kamikaze approach to Formula 1 and the start of my career, but I never doubted that if I had the same car, maybe I could have challenged him one day." Michael Schumacher joined Ferrari in 1996, but it wasn't until his 5th season with the team that he won his first Drivers' Championship. Before Schumacher, Ferrari had not won a championship since 1983. Schumacher and Jean Todt brought Ross Brawn and Rory Byrne to help him turn things around. These 3 men were instrumental in Schumacher's success at Benetton and continued to be successful at Ferrari. Together they overhauled how Ferrari worked and created a dynasty that saw Schumacher win 5 straight Drivers' Championships. It would have been more if it wasn't for, well, Fernando Alonso. Sahil Mahajan tweeted the same thing. The only driver in recent times who built up a team was Michael Schumacher, in my opinion. When he joined Ferrari, at Scuderia Ferrari was struggling and he came close to winning the title twice and then broke his leg and couldn't win, but then took them to title wins 5 times, and I believe he had a big role to play in Mercedes' dominance with Hamilton. By the way, Ross Brawn was behind the remarkable Brawn GP, who won both titles in their debut season, which is a record. After that, the team would be renamed Mercedes and would once again be led by Brawn. Toto Wolff worked hard under him before taking over the team himself. Brawn is one of Formula 1's great thinkers, but back to Hamilton and Verstappen, whom Alonso claims did not construct a team around themselves, as Schumacher did. Alonso is not in the same camp as Lewis and Max, but his case is perhaps the best argument for both drivers. Alonso never had the best vehicle on the track, but made the most of it. When Hamilton went to Mercedes, he didn't build anything to be a champion. It was just a change of regulations that changed everything on the grid and pushed Mercedes to the top. I felt the same with Max when he joined Toro Rosso and Red Bull. Hamilton was still winning everything. Red Bull is not a winning team because of him, it's just another regulation change in 2021, which means that now they win every race, Alonso stated. While this may appear harsh at first, there is some background. Alonso argues that while driver competence is vital for making the most out of a car, the team's technical abilities and judgments are more important. He says, "When we say that we can build teams around us, I don't understand it. This is a sport where technical decisions, regulations, or the inspiration of the design office make more of a difference than your input, your comments, your personality, or your driving. You just have to be in the right place at the right time because a lot of success still depends on luck." The debate over whether the driver or car is more important in Formula 1 is a never-ending one. There is no easy answer, as both factors play a significant role in determining success. In 2014, Mercedes had the best car on the grid, which was true until 2022. Lewis Hamilton was fortunate to be driving for Mercedes then. But the fact that Valtteri Bottas was never able to challenge him seriously shows that some driver skill is involved. The same thing is happening at Red Bull at the moment. Max Verstappen is driving the best car on the grid, but Sergio Perez has not been able to challenge him for the championship, so Verstappen is a better driver than Perez, but it also shows that the car is still a very important factor. Fernando Alonso is a great driver who has been capable of winning titles. If he were in Max Verstappen's Red Bull, there is no doubt that he would be well on his way to winning the Drivers' Championship this year. However, Alonso has made some bad moves in his career and has not had the right car. Interestingly, after the Dutch Grand Prix, Alonso said that what Verstappen is doing now is vastly underappreciated. He believes that Verstappen is a generational talent who is driving at an incredible level. Alonso was asked what he thought about Verstappen's achievements and whether he thought the Dutchman was driving at a level beyond everyone else, or whether someone like himself or Lewis Hamilton could match him. Alonso said, It is sometimes underestimated what Max is achieving. To win in such a dominant manner in any sport is so complicated, so to be at the same level as him. We have a lot of self-confidence, drivers in general, so I do believe that I can do it as well. I don't know about Lewis, but me, yes, and Lewis as well. Fernando Alonso is the most experienced Formula 1 driver ever. He has seen it all and knows what it takes to win. He is also a realist and knows that even the best drivers need the right car to succeed. According to Alonso, he is just as good as Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, but they have not had the same opportunities. Hopefully, now for 2024, if we make a big leap in the winter, similar to the leap we made last winter, it would be incredible, so hopefully. However, he understands that his 33rd victory may not materialize this year or at all. I may not retire without achieving it, said Alonso. But every time I eat breakfast every day, I'm thinking about fighting for the World Championship. If I'm here, if I sacrifice my life for this sport and for this passion, it is because I believe in the team and I believe that I can win. According to the Spaniard, Verstappen's dominance is simply a part of Formula 1. Alonso said he would not prefer if each driver had an equal chance of success because that would not be Formula 1. Formula 1 is about the best drivers and teams competing against each other. Sometimes one team will be better than the others. They have always been different teams, and technology has always made the difference. It's always been like that, and it always will be like that, because it is the premier category. There are other categories, F3, F2, Indy karting. F1 is perhaps the least fun of all, but it is without a doubt the one that has the most impact. So when asked which one of the new drivers is most impressing him personally, Alonso answered, "Well, we have Lando, who is a great talent and also a nice guy. Albon is also standing out a lot this year. Then there is Bortoleto, who has just won F3, and Pepe Marti." Albon struggled during his time at Red Bull, but he has returned with a newfound confidence that has drawn the attention of the top teams on the grid. Norris is a consistent performer who has already scored podiums for McLaren. If either Albon or Norris were to get a car good enough to win a world championship, I believe they would have the skills to take it. Both drivers are quick. They are also both intelligent and have a good understanding of the sport. There you have it. Do you agree with the Spaniard? Would Max be as successful as he is if he wasn't driving the RB19? What are your thoughts? Tell us in the comment section below.